All right. Listen, there's so many things always in the atmosphere around us that, uh, for like ideas, for example, I was really fascinated one day when I heard a reporter say that, there might be microplastics everywhere in the atmosphere. And I've been thinking about the fact that there are ideas as well. So this first poem is about that, and here we go. Microplastics could be floating everywhere, the earnest reporter reported, somewhat surprised and possibly the only one. More and more, the news is less and less new. I mean, did you need to be told? My teary eyed, maskless, snot nosed, coughing compadre, did you need to be told we are constantly trading this for that and that this ain't really where it's at? Microplastics damn well are floating everywhere, and that ain't the worst of it. But I suppose the real news needs to be broken gradually, dripped out, kinda slow, between advertisements for how to divest ourselves of all we have before it's time to go. All right. And following up on the fact that there might be and there probably are microplastics and some of everything floating around, this one is called Sweeping Joy. I really enjoy sweeping, and so this is a poem to that fine art. One must find joy in sweeping, cleaning, in order to do it well, gathering and disposing of the dust and detritus of others mostly, as sweepers tend to be people who need less sweeping up after, an admitted outnumbered class of simpletons who tend to recycle, conserve, serve, and so on, as if it makes a diff, and actually literally hug the occasional tree. Low-tech straw broom sweepers, stroking out a Zen garden of cleanliness, soothed by the simplicity of their task. This is not an indulgence for which the important usually have time, providing profession for those who do so profess. True believers who know true cleanliness. There are those with dirt floors. There are those with dirt floors. There are those with dirt floors cleaner than yours of hardwood and tile. Cleanliness is next to godliness, my elders repeated back in the day, as they say. But what about those who don't believe? What kind of trail will they leave? Joyful sweepers, sweeping joyfully, sweeping patterns that finally weave an earth clean enough to eat off of. This next one is about dealing with this earth that we need to clean up, and it's called How I Deal with the Real. Sammy Davis Jr. is dead. I'm flat on my back in bed. It's 5 a.m., so it can't be him singing Candyman in my head. Dear Dizzy Gillespie is gone and will not return at dawn. But I heard his horn the day I was born, and that turned my poetry on. And I can't say for sure what it means, but I can tell you how I feel. A hero is a man who does what he can, and that's how I deal with the real. The great Miles has moved on, they say, but not in a silent way. It's about that time for a love sublime, and our prince will come someday. Though the Duke's been away for a while, he left us his grace and his style. In a musical note, every song that he wrote could turn any tear to a smile. And I can't say for sure what it means, but I can tell you how I feel. If we all gonna fly, there ain't no need to cry. And that's how I deal with the real. And what of the great Lester Young, this nation's first black president? No squares know his name or sing of his fame because they can't figure out what he meant. And what about Charlie the Bird, connoisseur of the barnyard pimp? The hip chant Bird lives, and squares ask what gives, and claim that he walks with a limp. And I can't say for sure what it means, but I can tell you how I feel. You can't put your trust in glorified dust. And that's how I deal with the real. And that's how I deal with the real. I guess it's pretty obvious now that I'm connected, really connected soulfully to jazz music is how I found poetry and how poetry found me. And so I'm going to end with this new one. It's called Miles to Go Before, which touches my favorite musician, one of my favorite musicians, and refers to one of my favorite poets. I like the old guy, Robert Frost. And so this is a dual reference to both those guys. Miles to Go Before, part of the jazzoetry thing I've been doing, which is basically trying to solo with the voice as an instrument in an ensemble. So here we go. Amazing how many mornings I am awakened by a reveille of Miles' bugle horn, chased by a train of emotion, riding solid rails of a sublime rhythm section trail. In my mind, I'm gone to Coltrane's Carolina, and it happens to be, coincidentally, mostly sunrise, forest flower. A jazz reveille, even though I am probably the most unmilitary man you know, as far as following orders go, not to mention discipline. I can't get them up. I ain't getting up. I can't get them up in the morning. So, what? Suggestions? Rise and shine? Agreements? There is no greater love. Strong recommendations? Just squeeze me. Or something else entirely. If you ask me, I could write a book. And so I say, so what precedes, so what? So what about, so what? What volcanic stillness steaming beneath the Arctic guise of devil-may-care eyes? What precedes and intercedes, succeeds to be or not to, when your after-school care is stitches and dews, and your lullabies either jazz or blues? You grow up ready, because it's bound to come. Learning the way of maintaining the numb and not give one single FK. Ready for the blues news every FKing day. Muscle memorized, we wear the mask cool. Alpha to Omega, a survival school. Situation normal, all FK'd up. But we be ready, steady Eddie. So we gonna get them up. Ah, there's the muscular embouchure, laboring beneath stoic black lips, like the gliding duck's web-footed feet beneath a smooth reflecting surface, sliding by silk-scarved and suited Italian tailor-made, matching moccasins made out of suede. So what? I bear the blood of kings and queens. So what? I'm talking way back to Benin. We didn't just jump out of the bush. My granny say we came from Kush. So what? It really didn't mean a thing. So what? Life either doesn't sing or swing. So what? So I decided just to sing. So what? There may not be a christening. So what? So que sera this pagan thing. So what? So what? So what? You give your hand to me and then you say hello. And I can hardly speak. My heart is beating so. And anyone can tell you think you know me well, but you don't know me. Ain't no blueprint to who I be. So what? I sprang from spontaneity. So what? Straight into visibility. So what? And disappear smooth as can be. So what? You'll never ever get to see me yield to negativity. So what you see is what you get straight up. A swinger broke but out of debt. A singer empty of regret. A bird escaping from the net. The misbegotten yet beget. So what? That is the question lingering yet. To have to take what you can get sure can make a heart upset. So what? I'll be invisible. Thank you.